All right, to gain access to the cables, I'm going to remove this jam clamp. It's clipped into this jam, so we're going to start by removing these screws all the way down the column. Then from there, the jam will just roll out and unclip itself. You got to make sure that these cables are in alignment with this to be able to fully remove it. All right, for this interior bottom cable, we're going to replace it with the room all the way in the end position. So what I'm going to do is we're going to simply just cut the cable and say that it broke before we got here. Okay. And we'll go even further by pulling the old cable out. Just going from here. All right, we're going to remove the cable from the chain. As you can see, it's being held on by a cable connector bracket onto the chain. These Torx screws are a T20 bit. We're just going to simply remove this from the end of the chain and discard it. Then we're going to open up our cable replacement kit. And we're going to feed the new cable through the bracket and around the pulleys. So from here we're going to run the cable through the insert and up to the top hole. And I'm going to push down on the end of that cable because I want as much slack poking out the back side of it. You're going to hold the cable in place with this coupling nut. And I'm going to take the soldered end of this cable and my needle nose vice grips, and I'm going to bend this into a hook shape. Now that I got my hook, I'm going to run it around the pulley with the hook pointed upwards. And we're going to pull all the slack through the pulleys. Okay. Once through the pulleys, we're going to go back to our kit. We're going to pull the ferrule out. What we're going to do is we're going to run the cable through one side of the ferrule, then through the second open link of the chain. Like so. Then through the other side of the ferrule. I'm going to create a loop about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch in diameter while we're holding the slack here. And hold it in place with a pair of needle nose vice grips like so. Okay. At this point, we're going to want to disconnect this cable to give us some slack, but the threaded end doesn't allow us to pull that out of the standoff bracket. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the standoff bracket from the side wall of the slide. With the bracket removed, we're able to pull all the slack out of the jam to where we have enough room now to get our crimping tool in there. This cable's rated for over 2,000 pounds. So, to maintain the integrity of it, we're going to want to crimp it 3 times. So I crimp it once flush with the edge of one side. I crimp it the second time flush with the edge of the other side. And then the last one in the center. Then I'm going to cut the excess cable off. I'm going to discard that. Then I'm going to tape the end of the cable to where the strands of the cable don't flare out all over the place. Now I'm going to reattach the standoff bracket to the slide room right back into the same old holes. I'm going to remove the coupling nut and add the washer. And with the room still all the way in the in position, I'm just going to tighten the slack out of this cable. Once we got the cable up to tension, we're going to lock it in place with the jam nut. Then we're going to reinstall the jam clamp, and it's done. When reinstalling the jam clamp, you're going to want to line up the cables with these cutouts at the top and the bottom. So line up the bottom one first, then we're going to line up the top. We're going to slide it all the way back into place. We're going to line up this leg of the jam clamp into this channel of the jam. So in order to do that, we got to flick this wiper seal down at the bottom. Once we're past that, we can start lining everything up. Once it's clipped into place, it'll roll into place really easily.